Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the quarterfinal matchup, the last quarterfinal that we will be seeing, and it is New Zealand taking on Australia in a trans-Tasman battle that has gone centuries, but now ready to go for this one. Of course, not on the seven side of things, though, although they've had centuries of points scored between the two sides. For New Zealand will be Brady Rush, Tony Nshu, Dylan Collier, Sam Dixon, McCarvey Black, Regan Ware, and Leroy Carter. Then for Australia, Maloof, Hutchinson, Ben Maher, Josh Turner, Dietrich Roach, Corey Toole, and Matthew Gonzalez. This match about to get underway. Whoever wins it will go through to face off against Argentina in the semi-final. The loser, they will take on England in the fourth or the fifth to eighth place playoff. Oh, short kick attempt from Dietrich Roach. Different tactic up against the Kiwis for the Australians. I don't think we've seen them try that throughout the tournament so far. But now a good run forward from it was Tony Nshu. Loose ball. But New Zealand will have to make sure that they hang on to more position. We've already seen, tell you what, that was a little bit rough from New Zealand. It's not looking good at all. They're forcing themselves right back into their own 22 here. And a lot of pressure being put on them. Now Nick Maloof unable to get it right. If New Zealand are smart here, they will kick this one for touch because they have had the pressure poured onto them for the early stages. All Blacks, my friend. And as I said, Federico, and also go Cuzzy Sam. And there says Katie Dixon, and also come on, New Zealand, says Vishal. Missing touch. This is not good for New Zealand. Now Josh Turner goes back across. He's going to be waiting for this ball to sit up. Henry Hutchison has now got it for the Australians. It's a tackle made by Moses Leo, but it's going to be the penalty. Sorry, it was Leroy Carter. Now quick tap taken by Josh Turner, passing it back across for Australia. I'm looking out for Corey Toole. That was almost a knock-on from Dietrich Roach. It's going to be back on the side of Sam Dixon and the Kiwis, though. Dylan Collier has to play halfback. Now off to Leroy Carter. Tries to step around the tackle of Hutchinson. He is dragged down. Now backline movement. Tony Nshu going down the wing. Nick Maloof able to help drag him down. Alongside it was the number 8 Gonzalez. Still available. Carter goes back across to Collier. And I can already tell this one is going to be a huge game. And also they are going to be extremely close throughout these two sides. Now Leroy Carter looking for the pass. New Zealand are struggling here to find any gap in the Australian defence. Now out wide, it's going to be a foot race. Nicely done by Brady. Rushes through. And just like that, it was patient of a build-up as you've ever seen. And New Zealand are going to go in and score the first try of the match just like that. And Aussie, oi. And there's RC Zabe and also Puma's strategists are following this content closely for the semi. And also we have got there they go, boy, run. And there, and also they are losing ground. And also we have got there, try New Zealand. And that one is on. Also the New Zealand flags from Sebastian, and they have been able to go in. And Brady Rush brushing off the tackle of Corey Toole, breaking through the tackle of Dietrich Roach, and then he was back in his pace. New Zealand scored the try, but it was nowhere near easy. Australia are probably going to be the next team to score by the looks of it. And New Zealand are going to have to be ready, I should say. It's a great kick, and it's gone over as well for New Zealand. So that makes the score 7-0. 87th meeting between the two sides. New Zealand currently on a 10-game winning streak in ARDA, brother. I hope you're well. Says Katie to Sebastian, but now McCarvey Black does kick it off. And the kickoff's for Kurt Baker and McCarvey Black. That one's just gone out. Nope. They're going back to the halfway line. And I was just about to make the comment. McCarvey Black and Kurt Baker both been struggling with the kickoffs right on cue. They do end up struggling with the kickoff right. They have actually said that kick has not gone over, even though I thought that they put up the flags. So maybe not. That's a great job, B Rush. And there says MHO and also big oof. And there says Katie Dixon, but now Australia taking the quick tap on the halfway line. Josh Turner with the attack and run out into the hands of the big man, Ben Maher. He's had a sensational 7 series. And the circuit of 2022, we have got the New Zealand scored first on the board. They certainly did, but this will be trouble for them. Corey Toole, beautiful run. He's gone. He is gone. No one will catch Corey Toole. Or will they? Yes, they do. He's short of the line. How did they stop him? Knock on from Hutchinson. I can't believe that. That was a certain try. Now Dixon kicks it in mind. It's not the best kick, although it's going to be sitting up for Corey Toole. That shocked my mind to the next level. But now Ben Maher going back across. Australia need to make up that try that they should have had. And wow, he got mowed down in there. It's going to be nicely done. But he just seemed to not quite go as quickly as he normally does, Corey Toole. He didn't back himself. Instead, tried to look for the offload, which then cost him. Corey Toole hard in the spine there by Regan Webber. Currently, Australia have got this ball on the halfway line. Ball over the top. It's a loose one. Waiting for the bounce of the ball. Dietrich Roach. He has been ankle tapped. Gets back up to his feet. Goes again. McCarvey Black driving him back. Now it's Australia who are losing territory. And now, nice sell to the dummy. Big hit on Henry Hutchison there by Tony Unshu. Maloof going back across 2.5 minutes left. Great low tackle there for New Zealand. Working hard to try and keep Australia from making a line break. Dietrich Roach gets up, goes again. Great work on the ground from New Zealand, though. It's going to be a clean turnover for their number 2, Brady Rush. Of course, number 2 used to be compared with, of course, Mickelson. I was trying to think of the name. But now that's a nice ball. Tony Unshu, he might be going in there. Yes, he does. And New Zealand score again. And also, Lola's doing well. And also, we're going to hope all is sweet in your part of the woods. Yeah. I just realized the more that I get up early, the more hay fever I get. But that is slightly unfortunate. But it is what it is, isn't it? But now they've got 7-0 up there. So they have 5-0. The kick went over. They still had it as 5-0. But now it's 12-0. And they've got a kick to come, I believe, at this stage for New Zealand. So the scoreboard's a little bit confused, I guess you could say. And also who won between South Africa and Samoa. It was Samoa who were able to get the win. So now it will be New Zealand, it will be Samoa versus Fiji in the semi-final. And also we have got Regan Ware should score for the All Blacks, CCMH Choi. And then on this side, whoever wins this game goes on to face off with Argentina in the semi-final. At the moment, New Zealand have won their last 6 quarterfinals. And we're bouncing up. It is just on the side of Australia. Dietrich Roach passes out into the hands of Ben Maher. Now Gonzalez trying to get the step going, but he's missed the tackle there. McGarvey Black, and because of it now, Hutchison starting to drive forward. Sam Dixon able to drag him down quite nicely, though. Now going back, Gonzalez once again fires it across the back line here for Australia. Josh Turner after Dietrich Roach looks for the offload. It's going to go into touch. And just a little mistake. And I think that you're allergic to mornings. Are you hereby welcome into the Vampire Brotherhood Vampire, says Sebastian. Yeah. Mornings are tough, aren't they? Like, that's the thing. Morning for me today is actually morning, which is weird because normally I'm up at night. Now I will quickly go like this. There we go. Hay fever. I turned bright red, but I think that's just because I leaned back. There we go. Now I'm back to normal color. It might be all the blood I'm drinking, eh, Sebastian? Can that actually, does that work? No, I don't even know if I want to know that. And now currently McCarvey Black going back across here. Still hanging on to the ball, New Zealand. Tony Unshu back in his base. Currently 12-0 in favour of New Zealand. They've got this ball on the halfway line. McCarvey Black goes back to Dylan Collier, very experienced man. Goes off to Sam Dixon. Plenty of experience between those two sets of hands. Big interception pass thrown. And it was a lot of trouble. Nice pop pass up to Tony Unshu. Oh, he's had his ankles taken out. That's going to be a knock-on penalty. Double blow of the whistle. And that will be a yellow card for Australia at 8 p.m. UK time. Bank holiday tomorrow. Beers and Sevens. Perfect combination. And also, don't remember Katie. I genuinely cried. It was too painful falling. Just a point short of there. Dixon or Carter are also capable of scoring. And semi-final and final, should I miss it? Because the game I Vancouver evening time and India in the morning game was started, says Michelle. It is up to you, mate. It all depends on how tired I guess you are. And yeah, but there's going to be some pretty big games coming up. Now, once again, New Zealand taking the quick tap and trying to go once again. They've got the one-man advantage. Wide slung out pass to Tony Unshu. Nice step by Gonzalez and also Roach able to drag him down. But that means that 2 defenders are lured in, which means now New Zealand have worked it out as well. It means that they've got the overlap on the outside if they want it. Dylan Collier, that was fought. And that's going to be the end of the half, and it will be 6-0. That's a lie. It's 12-0 on New Zealand. Yeah, it's like, ugh. And yeah, although I did see, it won't make you feel any better. I was going to say, if it makes you feel any better, I see that Ulster also lost by 1 against Toulouse. I think they were 60-59, but it probably doesn't really change much, does it? It probably doesn't make you feel much better. But I was looking forward to seeing Ulster through the Champions Cups semi or quarterfinals. I thought they were going to be able to do it, but they just missed out. Sadly for that one. But McGarvey Black is going to need a big second half here for the Kiwis. 2 tries, 2 visits to the opposition 22. There should have been a certain try for Australia, but it was blown. And that could be a massive moment in this one. 3 errors so far for the Australians compared to just the one of New Zealand. But currently New Zealand are ranked 15th. Australia, they are ranked 2nd currently. Okay. The coach, decisiveness is a word that I just picked up from the Australian coach. And also, once again, point time to throw myself into the... Maybe don't do that. Maybe don't do that, because or else then, we wouldn't have too many... Like, we got the live streams coming up. We got to have our Katie Dixon in there. Oh, saying our Katie Dixon, I got a comment from Brandon yesterday, Katie, which I think I want to send to you at some stage. But he said he was saying about there's some sort of secret, like, relationship between me and you that we haven't told anyone, and we're just keeping it a big secret. He was like, Amish, you and Katie, you guys are actually secretly in love, but you don't tell anyone. And they're New Zealand in, says Michelle. And I was like, yeah, but at least to lose on a good bunch of the French Stadium national team, the French national team Grand Slam champions. And there says Sebastian, yeah. And I was like, sorry, Sharks, you can't eat me today. I got to do the live streams. Says Katie, yeah, the MLR coming up. I'm Hamish's real mum. That's a plot twist, isn't it? Right now, so they're 12-0 for New Zealand here at the moment. My voice is going. Garvey Black about to line up this one from the halfway line for New Zealand to get the second half underway. So the next game that we are covering, I believe, will actually be possibly South Africa versus France. I think is the next one possibly that we have got coming up. Although we will also be doing a preview for that upcoming fixture of Samoa versus Fiji, because that game is going to be absolutely huge. McGarvey Black kicks it off just the 10. It's going back. No, it wasn't 10. And now they are going to be able to take a quick tap here once again for Australia. It's taken nicely quickly by Josh. Well, his name's not Josh. It's Henry Hutchinson. Who's Josh Hutchinson? Is he an actor? And now, quick tap taken by Henry Hutchinson once again now. So that back across. They just need to find a gap here for Australia. Nathan Lawson with a good attack and run. Now Ben Ma goes off. It's a good step from Maurice Longbottom. And now Ben Ma will score the try. One of the Kiwis was asking for it to be a forward pass, but I don't think it was. I've seen the result between the Blitzbox and Samoa during me. And there's us, Sebastian. It's certainly not what anyone was expecting, but it's going to be interesting. Samoa versus Fiji semi-final is one that I've been wanting for a long time, though. And also didn't want any Easter eggs for Easter. And there says Max. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones that, like, it sometimes seems like a great idea to eat like a kg of chocolate. But then you eat a kg of chocolate and you're like, yeah, well, that wasn't the best idea. So sometimes not having an Easter egg is smarter than having an Easter egg. All in moderation. George, I think, bought a bunny the other day. I think that was for our video, but I think he ate it. But now it's going back across. Leroy Carter. Once again, I've got it all. Ben Ma looks like he got some sort of ankle injury. So really, Australia playing with 6. Oh, they're going to go out to his side as well. That is harsh because currently he cannot really walk. In New Zealand, it's going to be play on now. It's a little knock on the ground. It's Samoa versus Fiji and All Blacks versus Pumas. And at this stage, maybe. Australia still working hard, though, and they might get themselves another try very soon. And also, Amish Bro, it's a party time to New Zealand. And there says Michelle, I don't know. It's a nerve-wracking time because they are currently sitting 7 points to 12. Yes, they've got that 5-point lead, but all they need for that lead to go away is one more try, and Longbottom, a converted Wallabies try. And there says MH Joy. So all of a sudden, 5 minutes left, and Australia have got an attacking line out, or attacking scrum about 30 metres out from the Kiwis' line. Not where they want us to be. Now Longbottom feeding the ball and nicely done. He's got great acceleration. Backing himself, tries to step. Good defense from Leroy Carter, though. Now going off to Henry Hutchinson. It's been relatively quiet throughout the Singapore Sevens. Tony Unshu unable to turn that ball over. Now backline moving once again. It is going to be Nathan Lawson. Getting it off on the outside to Nick Maloof. Gonzalez. He has been wrestled down. Matthew Gonzalez. It hasn't been much try. And there's a nice run forward. It's going to be now going back across the referee to try and go around Ben Ma there. Now going back across to Benmar, the man who had a sore ankle before. He's offloaded as it's a risky one. It's worked out, though. They've got the advantage as well. Nick Maloof going through. No, he's dragged down 5 meters short of line. Pop pass. Tries to get it as wide as possible. It sits up for Henry Hutchinson, who's now only 5 meters out from the line. Regan Ware, geez, he wrestled him down hard. That was an aggressive tackle. And I just wrote, send me a message. I'll message you to the semi-final and final results. And there says, which I can do. If you do like, that's close. Now only a couple meters out from the line. Nathan Lawson, it's going back for the penalty. Shoulder. And also probably won't be at your streams this Friday. But I'll be here for the Blues versus Fiji and maybe Highlanders versus Brumbies. Says Max as well. Yeah, there are going to be quite a few exciting games coming up. Okay. Unfortunate for New Zealand with that penalty, I think the commentators are saying, because they did get him for a no-wrap one, but he did end up wrapping a little bit in that state. But I can still understand why it was given as that penalty. Now Longbottom goes across Australia. They are behind by 5 points currently. Corey Toole, you have to try and stop him. He goes over, and Australia score. And that will now put them in the lead if they can get this conversion. And also we have got their excellent commentary like Peeps. And there as well says Eric, and also sorry, mate, I just thought of the message Brandon had set on Discord about the two blokes in Far Cry. So just went random, I loved it. And there as I mentioned, I did wake up to see that George, he was like, you've been on a different website or something along those lines. I have no idea what it was. I haven't viewed it. I just saw that notification and oh dang. There's Katie. Longbottom strikes. Longbottom misses to the right. Didn't quite have the leads on it as well, unfortunately. So now the score is 12-all between these two sides, ladies and gentlemen. And you have to say Australia have taken all the momentum. And in the second half, oh, dang, Australia wants the bread. And there's well, they certainly do. Currently now, it is going to be Australia kicking off this one for Maurice Longbottom. We are currently sitting about 11 minutes through this game. For some reason, the scoreboard has gone walkabouts. But luckily, we've got a scoreboard 12, 12, and 12. It's whacked back. Well, that was a hard landing for Nick Maloof, but the ball back on the side of the Australians and now trying to step their way through here. Still available for Australia now. It is in the hands of, almost going through, not able to find the offload. That was Nathan Lawson trying to get over the ball. Kurt Baker, he has been told not to touch that one. Gonzalez, and gosh, Corey Toole's too good. He's too quick for a lot of defenders. Oh, he's almost broken his own ankles there. Trying to go around now. Kitione Vai making the tackle there. Henry Hutchinson now passing it back across. It's going to be a good attacking moment here for Australia. 1 minute 30 left in this game. Big hit on Nick Maloof. Regan Ware, he looks like he's staying down for just a little bit of time. Henry Hutchinson back up to now his feet. It's going to be Henry Hutchinson. Oh, the referee blocking Kurt Baker. Wide ball out to Corey Toole. And he scores right in the corner. And also, I love opening Discord after a day or two and getting bombarded of lunacy in this says Gary Dixon. And also, we got our match. Match should be interesting. There's Michelle. It certainly would be. But was convenient for Kurt Baker. Or not for Kurt Baker, I should say. He didn't have to try and tackle the referee. Bloody hell. If we lose this game, we'll absolutely thrash England in the next game. Says Sebastian. That is pretty much a given. At this stage, Longbottom got the 2. So now he's put the pressure back on New Zealand. New Zealand will need a converter, try to get back into the draw for this matchup. That is not going to be too easy for them. But Corey Toole, he will be excited with that one. He's just got such pace. And now it is going to be sitting at 19 points to Australia, 12 to New Zealand. And a game that still has 25 seconds left on the clock. Australia, they'll be looking for the short kickoff, strategic and wise in the way that they went. But New Zealand taking it. Now having to offload it, Brady Rush. They are currently only about 22 meters out from their own line. It's going to be Kitione Vai, close to the touchline, just stays in the field of play here. Caleb Tangitau firing it back across. It's going to be a nice wide slinged out pass. Kurt Baker, a little offload. And there's now Oroka Lisoa dragged down. That was the siren. It's a penalty to Australia. And they will be going through to the semi-finals. They will knock New Zealand out. And that will now be New Zealand versus England. And also, it will be Argentina versus Australia. What are you smoking, Brandon? Nothing. I'm out drinking. And there's it was Katie Dixon. Now, Maurice Longbottom takes the tap, kicks it into touch, famous victory over the Kiwis. The last 10 times it has been New Zealand who have won it, but this game goes to Australia, and ain't no way. Says that, don't accuse me of smoking when I'm actually having a drink. And the result says it was Sebastian, but Australia go through 19 points to 12. And very nicely done indeed. Kurt Baker, he'll be disappointed with that one after being 12-0 up at halftime. New Zealand, they have gone down to Australia, 19 points to 12. And the Australians, you can see how much it means to them. Gonzalez, Turner, Longbottom, they're all fired up. Well, at least it ain't the All Blacks. And there's us, there's Senza there. And come on, New Zealand, do something, try. And also, at the end of the day, Australia, they're going to be going through to face Argentina. And at their semi-final fixture, whoever wins that will face off with the winner of Fiji and Samoa. I feel like the ref was really poor. The breakdown in that game, says Adam, and also reminds me of the Scottish Vine with Rolex. What that set you back about an hour. And there, sorry, that was a terrible bit of reading. And please feel free to accuse me of smoking. This is Eric. Now, this stage, Australia, they will go through face off against Argentina. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. We are going to be doing a preview of that upcoming fixture between Fiji and Samoa. That is an absolutely huge game. And hopefully it will be a very good one. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. Superb comeback. Exactly right. All credit goes to Australia there. They fought hard. They dug their heels in. And Corey Toole, what a sensational player he was in that game. And also, well, 12-0 at halftime. Says MHI, and also, well, Australia got the bread. And there says Katie Dixon, they did indeed. Also, thanks, Average Pro, good game. But unfortunately, New Zealand lost. And there says Vishal, they did. But that's sevens. At the end of the day, any side can get a win. Australia, they did deserve it the way that they fought back in that one. So all credit does go to them. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do up against Argentina. All Blacks blew it. And there's CCMHI, they certainly did for that one. But now, nonetheless, we will be back in a couple hours' time for the next match. The first semi-final is at 9:44. Second semi-final is at 10:06. And the fifth place playoff games start at 9, for anyone wondering. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all